Late Stage Yapitalism.
Welcome to Late Stage Yapitalism, the show where we each bring a topic and then we yap about it. My name is Desh.
I'm Nico.
I'm Stanley.
And today's first topic is...
Me.
First topic.
Okay, so it is kind of disgusting me. I need some help and advice about something.
Okay.
And I wanna brainstorm some ideas with you guys. At the moment, I'm gonna try and quit vaping.
Oh.
I've had it.
Okay.
I don't wanna. Honestly, it's the money of it. I just don't want to have to spend fucking £7 on a vape every time I get one.
Yeah.
Too much.
That's fair.
The health thing, I could probably live with it, but the money cannot live with it. This is,
Okay, that's
the world
fair.
we're in. So I need to brainstorm some ideas of easy ways to quit. What would help me quit the nicotine?
Ooh, so I think if you're on a vape, it means you're already struggling with the conundrum of quitting nicotine, right? Like you've been through a couple levels already.
Yeah. I guess good backstory. I was smoking for a bit, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So switched over to the vaping. Found it, easy to cut the cigarettes with it, but now I'm just vaping more than I ever smoked.
There's have you heard of like Zins? I think they're like pouches you eat or something. Like
I feel like that's just pushing off the problem some more.
Yeah.
Because I've gone from smoking to vaping, and then I'm going to this tablet thing I take.
Yeah,
I just want to get off the nicotine.
Well,
I don't want it in me.
I'm probably not the best person to ask for advice on quitting vaping.
I've
I vape so much as well. At this point in my life, so also like you, I started vaping to quit smoking, and actually or smoking cigarettes, and it actually worked really well. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I haven't
Works
touched a
perfectly.
cigarette in years, so it's worked really well. But conversely, I'm also now vaping much more than I've ever ever smoked. So it's a very it's like you leave one addiction for a slightly worse addiction. I don't know. It's not necessarily less worse. We don't really know the long-term
That's the
implications of
problem.
vaping as well. So health-wise, is it really better? I don't know. I mean,
No
the
one knows
science,
right
the
now.
science points towards preliminary science points towards the fact that actually it is better for you because you're not taking in the tar, you're not taking in the all the carcinogens that are present when smoking like a leaf. You're not taking that stuff in, so it's technically it is better just generally compared to like smoking cigarettes. But the volume that I'm vaping,
It can't be much better.
And the electrical component element of it is probably not great. But I was gonna say I have a genuine idea.
Okay, let's hear it.
Some people think maybe psychedelics. Mushrooms. I did mushrooms and I don't drink anymore. I'm like sober, stone cold. Just made me cut out alcohol.
I don't know if
So-
like taking a drug to replace another drug is necessarily the way to do it.
no,
if
but
you
like-
have an addictive personality.
No, the
I'm not
context-
saying you have an addictive personality, Stan.
I
I'm
do,
just
but
saying
it's
like-
okay.
The context for psychedelics is different though, because mushrooms don't tend to create a dependency, because it's like such an intense experience. It's like going to therapy, but like times 100. So it doesn't really create dependency because it's so intense that you're not going to be like, I'll do this every weekend. And like it fucks you up. But it is a way that people have coped with addictions because it makes you kind of like take substances very seriously.
Yeah.
Because you're like, wow, this addictive thing is actually very serious. And it makes you realize that the other addictive things in your life are equally as serious. But you just take it for granted.
Interesting. That might be a good idea. I will say though, I feel like I have a bit of a fear around like hallucinogens. The few times I have done things similar to them, I've not had a great trip on them. So I'm a bit hesitant to do that. But that's definitely good. I'm writing that one down in the notebook.
I think
stuff to
potentially one of the other things that you could do is like you can try nicotine patches. It's like one patch every 24 hours or so, 16 hours. You take it off when you like actually go to bed. But generally, nicotine patches. I've bought a bunch of nicotine patches for the time I decide to like actually stop, vaping or try and get
you
myself
just
out.
stockpiled them ready.
Yeah, I have them ready. Yeah, I've bought like 4 boxes like of the various strengths because it goes from like the high level strengths when you first quit, and then it like you
Wow.
sort of wean
It's
them
meant
off.
to like win you
Is
off.
that part
Yeah.
of like your apocalypse kit? Is like you suddenly
oh,
have to
yeah,
quit
because, like-
vaping outright, so you've got them ready
Well, I'll
to patch
probably
on?
start like growing tobacco leaves at that point. You know what
That's
I mean?
good.
It's like,
That's a
it's
good
like-
shout, actually.
it's like-
That's
yeah.
actually a really good plan.
That's
So-
actually a good question. It's like, what would you do in an apocalyptic context if you have an addiction?
No, but it depends
That
on
would be-
it depends on how prepared you are. Like if I looked at the general society, the economy, and I decided, okay, we are showing signs of heading towards some kind of apocalyptic situation, I would get that I would get a stockpile of all the things I need, like a book for like like forestry in the UK, like understanding plants and shit like that, vegetation, understanding how to live off the land, shit like that. Prep yourself with like some training, all these bits and pieces, and then some like tobacco seeds, just like get myself sorted for my future
It
hassles.
might actually be an opportunity in the opposite way to
I do business.
No, well, to get rid of your addiction.
Yeah.
What we need to do maybe we need to engender the apocalypse so that you stop smoking. We'll make smoking a resource that's no longer accessible.
Yeah.
So that literally there's no way to... Or we'll make sure that we'll brainwash you to think that tobacco doesn't exist anymore.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea. That reminds me of a fucking Darren Brown series. I don't know if you've ever seen it. But he's a British hypnotist, and he did a series of like crazy shows where he would kind of trick people into scenarios in order to try and help them. Looking back on it, it could be a bit troubling. But
Sure.
There's one specific one where they make a guy believe he's in a zombie apocalypse, and it was all to try and make him be more assertive in himself and more like self-confident.
Oh, I see.
So they do this whole thing. He's on a bus ride to like a football game or something. They pretend there's like a meteor shower and the bus crashes. He wakes up in a hospital and he's like slowly realizing that there's been some kind of apocalyptic event.
Wow.
It's a great series.
I've heard of this before. I don't think I've like actually watched it, but I've heard of it
Check
before.
it out. Looking back on it, I don't know if it's like all faked or not, but either way, I think it's very entertaining.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, Stan,
So, yeah,
I'll sell you tobacco leaves for like 100 bottle caps.
So we'll create a deficiency of this. We'll convince you that it doesn't exist, and then we'll say we have the last bit of tobacco left in the world.
I think that's an easy way to get mugged. Like that's, I don't think that's a great idea.
Yeah, no, but we'll just do it to you.
Yeah, that's what I
You're
meant.
gonna mug us.
That's what
Okay,
I was
that's a
fully
threat.
aware of
That's a
what this
threat.
was.
Okay. Okay, sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on a serious note. I do think that if you're thinking of like quitting, like one of the best ways to do it is like cold turkey, and then finding yourself a habit that you can do to take away the habit of like smoking. And a lot of people do like chewing gum and stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm heading towards is chewing gum, but
It's not good for you either, though. By the way.
it's not.
No, it's got like
Some
artificial
microplastics
and stuff
and
that are like carcinogenic.
Well, you can get chewing gum that doesn't have like microplastics, and you can get they're expensive.
Just want my microplastic-free chewing gum. Why is it so hard? Why is this so hard?
Everything's got microplastics, though.
I mean, the other
everywhere.
aspect of it is just like going cold turkey and trying your luck. But then it's like I feel
Yeah.
like with all the stresses in life, I feel like that's like a difficult thing to just
That's
go
the
out
tricky
right and
part.
do.
Because I've quit for like a little bit before, but there's like one thing happens and I'm like, I just need to relax for a bit.
Yeah, that
buy a
makes
vape
sense.
or cigarettes or something.
I guess that's interesting because it makes me think. So the thought process is always going to be the same. You're always going to want to find something to relax.
Yeah.
It's just about finding something that you can like. It's like you take out the Jenga piece and you put a different piece in. It's like
Yeah. But
what do you
hopefully
put
a
instead
healthier
of?
Jenga piece.
Yeah,
A
it's
healthy
like
Jenga piece, something that's
sport or-
less self-destructive.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's gotta be like quick dopamine though, because the whole problem is that you want to smoke is probably obviously it's a lot more work for anyone to find a solution that's like exercise or whatever, because the cigarette's right there, like in the
Yeah.
moment it's right
Yeah,
there,
exactly.
right?
It's
Yeah.
great.
So you need something maybe like a stimming thing, like a Rubik's cube or like something.
Yeah,
that
that
you
makes
can,
sense.
I
mean,
don't know.
Excuse me.
I mean, having said that, I've been smoking throughout this episode so far, so it's like I'm really not the.
Yeah, that's
really
great.
not the.
Could I get a hit of that quick? Yeah.
Pass it around.
Yeah, just like here you go.
Yeah.
No.
There is another one which I've heard about, but it might be a bit tricky to try because of money. But going to a sauna a lot apparently helps.
Huh.
Oh, really?
Because it helps you sweat out all of the nicotine. So
Oh,
if you go
yeah.
to a sauna a few times a week without smoking, you'll just get rid of all the nicotine in you, and then you'll stop wanting a cigarette.
Because it's not in you anymore.
Yeah, you've
basically
at
get
least
it all out.
not got the addiction quality there. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
just
yeah.
detoxing your body. So that one I am interested in trying.
Might be worth it, yeah. I mean, do you have like withdrawals from like nicotine? Like if you don't get your hit?
I don't think I have any withdrawals in
Okay.
terms of like I'm not getting like my head isn't going fuzzy or anything
Okay,
like
okay.
that. But I've got the urge to like I wanna get a little hit.
I want to rip one.
I want
Yeah.
to rip one. You know. I just want to light one up.
That's a good. Well, potentially then actually going to cold turkey might be an option for you with the sauna, because like that's like you do the sauna first thing, you stop smoking and go from there. I get really cranky when I don't smoke for like more than 24 hours. I get really sort of like irritable, but then after the 48 hours, I'm like fine.
I think this proposes a new, a nice little bit of content. Is we just do a withdrawal podcast. Here's what we'll do. I'll stop my antidepressants for a week.
No,
you stop vaping for a week, and we'll jump on, do a podcast. I don't know what you
it's
can
interesting.
quit.
I don't know if I fit in this.
You've got nothing to quit. Right? You start drinking.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a podcast where we're both in withdrawals and you're just drunk.
We'll be at very different speeds.
Yeah, we'll be completely flipping our personalities, and I think that's a great idea.
Oh god. I think that's a good idea in theory. In practice, do I really want to subject myself to that, then also coming onto a podcast and streaming irritable selves for the world to see?
The thing is that
we live stream that one too, so there's no cutting anything out.
We should live stream that one. That's the thing.
I mean, Stan's saying that the issue is a monetary issue, though. So it's like you don't really have monetary issues,
stuff.
So like it's fine.
Who, me?
Yeah. Like it's not. Why do you need to quit vaping? Like you're fine.
Yeah, why? When you've got that money, why bother?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, there's so many things that fuck our health up. Like pick your battles, right?
Yeah.
It's true though.
Yeah.
That's kind of so where I'm arriving on it at the moment is I'm going to quit vaping, and as long as I quit vaping, I'm not going to worry about having like too many sugary drinks or snacks.
Yeah, I see.
Because like
that's how diabetes gets you.
Yeah,
though.
sugar's bad.
Yeah,
though.
but
You're gonna consume so much more sugar.
I'm not saying I'm gonna be just chowing down fucking sugar all the time. I'm just saying in the morning when I'm wanting a vape, I'm just gonna get like a nice Fanta or something instead.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that will help
balance it out
while I'm going through that sort of detox.
What if like a cereal bar maybe, like something
cereal bar,
sugary?
sure,
Like
a cereal bar work. I think
Sounds like thinking of like a real hit of like something
Oh,
like.
you need like a.
I want something refreshing. I want something that's like, ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, I get you.
Like it's not a permanent solution, but it's like I think that will help for the first
transition,
transitions.
right?
And then I transition from the sugary drinks to like a Lipton's iced tea, and then from that I transition to I don't know if I really want to quit that at that point.
Lipton's iced tea is great. This episode is sponsored by Lipton, by the way. Just let the audience
It's
know.
not.
Yeah, I wish
It's
we
really
had that.
not,
I wish we
yeah.
had Lipton's money. Then I could buy vapes.
Really?
I could afford the addiction.
True.
I like that. You're coming from this from perspective of money, though. Yeah, go on.
I do have a flip. I've got a flip.
Yeah.
What if you just boss up and make more money?
That's fair.
Yeah.
That is a solution to your problem.
That's good.
Done.
It's easy. It's sorted out.
I mean, I guess that's why so many addicts are in like high-paying jobs.
Yeah.
Is because they're just going, I've got to support the lifestyle.
Yeah.
I need more money to buy my crack.
Yeah, and it's a self-fulfilling thing because like your addiction makes you hustle more, so you're gonna make more money, you're gonna be more successful, and you're gonna be more of an addict.
It literally can't backfire.
Yeah,
It can't backfire. So you're saying I should get into more expensive habits then?
yeah, because it'll make you want to make more money.
I mean, to
got
be
you.
fair, you have got the most expensive habits just buying anime figures.
Big time.
True.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if...
I don't know if that's a habit though. I'm not really addicted to it. It's just sort of
I don't know anyone with the same type of expensive habits.
Oh, as me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you've got very unique, expensive habits.
This is a
In
show
some ways,
about-
it'd be cooler if you just did crack.
like straight up.
Just straight up.
I don't know if I want to be
lives.
cool though. I don't do habits to be cool. I do habits to support my well-being. You know, my
Nice.
habits are there to support my well-being.
Nice.
You know?
So
People look at addiction as a negative thing. It's like it keeps me going. Life is pain. Why not?
your addiction's just wholesome kind
make
of
you hustle
capitalism
more.
type
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
wholesome capitalism.
You're just hustling for those anime figures, and that's
People
good.
look at capitalism and addiction as negative things, but like, bro, like it's pretty chill.
I mean, if you're in the system, it keeps you going.
Yeah.
It's like what we've been saying.
You
It's like a
participate.
snake.
You participate. So I agree with Nico. I think the best way to do it, make my money stand.
You just gotta boss
Yeah,
up.
boss up.
Shit, man. Okay. Okay.
That's the solution.
I'm gonna cancel the sauna trips I had planned. I'm gonna boss up is now just on my calendar.
Yeah, for the next like 3 weeks, it just says boss up. You need to make enough money to like support you. That's it. That's the solution.
I really want to put in a caveat that I genuinely don't want to support that vision. Though.
No.
I think you guys have spoken your truth.
Yeah,
This was a
yeah,
good
exactly.
intervention.
That's it, yeah.
Like, I've written the notes down. I'll get on those. I'll report
Boss
back
up.
on how they
Boss
go
up.
on at a later
Yeah,
date.
great.
Boss up or psychedelic mushrooms. Like, your choice.
That's a good. I mean, that's why not? But I can do both. Of
You
those.
do both.
I can boss up and then do some psychedelics. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Bossing up enables you to do the psychedelics. Think about it that way.
Yeah. No, that makes.
Can't
a lot
have one
more
without the
sense.
other.
Yeah.
There you go. Well done, Nico. Good solution.
Yeah, nice solution. That.
good one.
If anyone else out there is struggling with any kind of nicotine addiction,
Just boss up.
Well, I was
Boss
going to say, tell us your solutions.
yeah, give us your solutions. If you have any solutions that don't involve bossing up or hallucinogens, let us know.
Sick.
Seriously, can we get ahead of that?
Second topic.
So next topic is my topic. And I've got a bit of a news story.
Oh, okay.
So, let me see. My topic is, you ever smoke so many cigarettes that you want to put your head in a cage?
What?
Do I need to repeat that?
Like head in a cage.
I don't know if repeating is going to help me.
So, what I'm referencing is a news story of this Turkish man, Ibrahim Yücel, who was struggling so much with smoking addiction that he decided to put his head in a cage, and he gave his wife the keys.
But how does that stop him from smoking?
Because the grate is really thin, and he can't put a cigarette in his mouth, and he can't eat either.
He can't
He
eat.
can eat very small things,
Okay.
and he goes to work with this cage on his head. I'll show you images of it.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Yeah. I wanna
This
see
is a
images
news
of
story
this.
from 2013 that keeps popping back up because it's just funny.
Is it because it's like, it's like all those like top 10 type sort of like news aggregators? that
Yeah,
keep
it's like
posting
some
it?
BuzzFeed shit.
Oh, wow. I don't know
That's
what
not
I was
what I was
expecting.
thinking. Yeah, that's not what I was thinking of.
I was expecting like a box cage. This makes more sense though, I guess.
There you go. So this Turkish man put his head in a cage to stop himself from smoking. I mean, sad part of the story is he did it after his dad died from
Okay.
cancer.
Yeah.
So he
that's
was
fair
like,
enough.
I don't want to
big
go down like
motivator.
that.
I mean, that's a wake up. That's a wake up call,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, damn. All right. Where was this advice like 2 seconds ago? I was getting called to
But
boss
yeah,
up
yeah,
and
yeah.
do hallucinogens.
Yeah.
Where was the head cage?
You're not wrong. I don't know how well this worked out for him.
It looks
though,
like
is
in
the
this
thing.
one he also broke his arm in order to stop himself
I was gonna
smoking.
say, he
Is
had
that
to break his arm.
related,
Is that
or is
related?
that
Yeah,
just?
I don't think so, but imagine he's like, it's so problematic that he actually like broke his limbs.
Yeah, I think.
To-
I
Oh,
mean,
is that so? That is related. He like broke his arm.
I
so
don't
he,
think so. I don't think
That's
so.
a Reddit post. Click that. What does it say?
Yeah, let's go.
yeah, let's go to our most trusted news source. Reddit.
Got a little Reddit article about it. A man locked his head in a cage to try quit smoking. He took the drastic measure after other methods failed. I wonder what led up to it. Like I wonder how long it's going to take for you to put your head in a cage.
That's a good.
I don't know if Stan's issue is the actual just going back a minute, right?
Yeah.
Stan's issue is monetary. Like he doesn't give a shit about what it's doing to his body. He's
True,
like welcoming the cancer into his system. This man was like moved by his dad dying of cancer. He was like, you know what, I'm gonna change my life. And his only option was a cage. Now, that being said, this cage is like not what I expected. I don't know what I expected. It's not this, I expected like when you said cage, I was actually thinking of that like the guy in Elden Ring, like one of the starting characters.
I was actually gonna say though, this reminds me of like a Dark Souls armor kind of thing.
Yeah, right. It's
Like in my head, it was like a box cage, but this looks like this is a helmet from like Dark Souls.
Can we all agree that it's actually quite a cool fashion statement, or is it just me that thinks that?
I'm surprised this isn't been on like a Balenciaga runway.
Right? Yeah. It's kind of cool in a way. It's like
Specifically Balenciaga.
it's fucking sick. Look, there's an image I found of him like drinking water with like it's like a sippy cup type thing because he can't fit anything between the grates of the cage.
I mean, I think it's a great idea. I think my biggest problem with it is why did he cut himself off from eating? Because I think surely food will help as you're trying to quit smoking.
I think when it's lunchtime, his wife comes with the keys and like unlocks him, and then he eats, and then instantly she like locks him back up to make sure he doesn't.
Because he'll go for the cigarette.
He'll like lunge for it. Yeah, like ah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Damn.
Wait. What is that Reddit?
So
comment?
yeah, here's a comment. Actually, he was only fed biscuits and crackers. His death was dehydration and lung cancer.
Wait, what?
Don't. So
Let's
is he
see.
dead? Has he actually died?
Yeah, what's the follow-up on this?
Let me see.
Oh no. See, I think that's just people mistaking that. Actually.
Like they're just taking the piss.
I think.
Well, not taking the piss, maybe
me see.
misconstruing it. I
Yeah,
it's
let's
random
find.
piss.
Turkish
We should
man.
probably find a more reputable news source than
Then
Reddit.
Reddit. Has Turkish man with head in cage died? I don't know if people know. Let's see.
Huh.
Let's see. Turkish man with head in cage. Where is he now?
Yeah,
I like the where is he now?
Right?
that's good.
A man from Turkey locked his head in a cage. Some people say the rumor is false.
I mean, I don't know how they can say it's false when I'm quite literally seeing. His
We
head
are
in the
literally
cage.
seeing it, and his expression. It doesn't seem like he's acting.
I won't. I
Is
don't.
that it? There's like no information about it. It's
This
just-
is
So-
a ridiculous article. Oh no, here we go. Read more. So it's been confirmed to be genuine.
Oh, good.
Actually looked, it said it's on a metal cage. There's a
As
video
it-
of the guy.
Yeah, as there was no follow up to the story, it wasn't confirmed if this helped him kick the addiction. He was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day for more than 2
Ooh.
decades.
Oh, well, that's like a bit too late then to sort your shit out. Then two packs of cigarettes a day for
Sure,
like,
he's kind of done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like kind of done. Yeah.
Crazy.
At that stage, it's kind of like too late, isn't it?
he made the design using 130 feet of copper wire. So this wouldn't solve Stan's problem because I think the expense would go.
I disagree. If I was smoking 2 packs a day, though, any solution is cheaper than that. That's so much.
Let me
I
see.
suppose this was back in 2013, but still.
2013. It's also in Turkey where like cigarettes cost like £1.
Oh, okay.
Let's be honest. It's probably not.
You would lose money not smoking there, then, I guess.
Wait, what?
Well, if in Turkey, according to Dash, their cigarettes go
cheap.
for about
Yeah,
£1
they're
for
Yeah,
a
yeah,
pack.
yeah. So that might be.
Okay, don't quote me. Can we just look at how
I
much-
think.
Yeah,
No,
let's
I
look
think
it
they
up.
are
It's
cheap.
cheap. It's cheap. They are
Like-
cheap. I'm talking from like Dubai. Dubai,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
cigarettes.
Even
were, like,
Italy,
a
they're cheap.
pound.
Cheapest pack of cigarettes. What the fuck is 53 liras though? I don't know how much that is.
Bro, don't be offensive.
Wow.
£1.54 per 20. Yeah, so it's cheap.
It's
It's,
cheap
Yeah.
as hell. So he has the inverse problem that Stan has,
a health issue.
which
It has
is
to be a
it's
health
so
issue.
cheap he just can't stop. It's like they have to make him more expensive because
Yeah.
he'll just keep going back. It's
I mean,
like,
I
it's
have
like
to
chewing
say,
gum.
I have to say, one of the things that helped me get off of smoking cigarettes in the UK was when I first came to the UK and I went to the shop and it was like 12 quid.
You're like, no
pack.
way.
I was like, fuck that.
Mhm.
And like vaping was considerably like cheaper at the time. Vaping has come up now, but prices are pretty expensive.
They're
for
about the
vaping,
same.
They're about the same. So
So like
it's
a vape that will last a week is about the same as a pack of cigarettes that will last about a
yeah.
week.
So there's no like difference necessarily in that, but I guess obviously like vaping is still healthier. But yeah, it's pretty wild story.
I don't know.
The fact that we don't have a follow up to it is like.
Is it a bit concerning?
I don't know. It's not concerning. It's just sort of like poor guy. Like what happened to him? You know.
I find it weird there's not a follow up. Like really
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
Like
no.
this seems like quite a hilarious story. I'm surprised no journalist has been like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go out to Turkey quick."
Everyone's just got the news from when it came out, and then it just keeps recirculating because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but like, surely there's like one journalist out there who's like, "I want to expense a trip to Turkey. I'll
Find this
follow up
guy."
on this guy." It can't be hard to find him. It's the guy with the cage on his head.
It is. the guy
Everyone
with
who
the
knows
cage,
him will
yeah.
know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like, he's
Yeah.
right there, and if he lives in a small village, it's like he's circulating with it. You'd easily spot him.
people-
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interesting. Maybe we need to get into journalism.
I think
To
it's
try
pretty
and follow
cool.
up on the story. I mean,
Just do an
go
expense,
to Turkey. It's
yeah,
like
to
we'll
Turkey.
expense it to the podcast. Like we'll
Yeah.
have it as an expense. It's tax deductible.
Yeah.
We'll go on a holiday in Turkey, and then off time we'll try and figure out where the
Easy.
fuck this guy is.
And
Easy.
you guys are gonna get like hooked on cigarettes while we're
Oh
out
yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah,
I'll,
man.
Cheap as
bring
hell.
back like 10 cases of like cigarettes.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
what will help me though. I go out there, get addicted to super cheap cigarettes. I come back here and I'm like, I'm not paying this fucking shit.
I feel like you might
Quit.
move to Turkey.
Again,
where that
that's
story
part of
ends.
the boss up narrative.
I mean, yeah, there we go. That
So,
solves the problem as well. I'm just gonna
Moving
boss
to
up
Turkey is
moving to
also part of
Turkey,
the boss up
saving
narrative.
so much money because fucking cigarettes are
Yeah.
£1.50.
Yeah.
I'll be rolling in cash.
Yeah,
It's
do
like
it.
in
Do
like
it.
a couple of months, your skin's gonna look like an old rug. Or something.
A yellow old rug. Yeah.
It's gonna be like,
I mean,
I
that
need
would
go
just be
on
from the
this.
sun. That won't have anything to do with the cigarette.
Oh.
Just the sun is
so
on its
then
low,
you
and
have,
I'll be
like-
all leathery.
Then you have like skin cancer to deal with as well. It's like all
And-
of it. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, I get it.
Wow, we might not make it far in the podcast in that case. We just have to.
Yeah, it's like slated for like next week.
Yeah.
Stan's like
short.
moving to Turkey. He's like bossed up. He's like achieved it in his calendar, and he's like, I'm out.
I'm
And that's
bossed
it.
up.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
got like
I'm gonna
done.
wake up tomorrow. I'm just gonna boss up.
Yeah.
he's gonna boss up.
You get like plus like £1 million in
Yeah,
your
stroll
bank
into
account,
work. It's like I want a
immediately.
raise.
Yeah.
And
They're
they'll,
like, oh
Like
shit.
whoa,
they'll be like, "We'll give you a raise as long as you quit smoking."
and I'll
Yeah.
And you're
throw
like,
the
"Fuck
table.
off."
Nah,
Nah.
I'm gonna stay true to myself.
And move to Turkey.
Oh.
Well, would you wear a cage on your head to quit smoking? Does that sound appealing? Would you give it a go? Let us know.
Generally, I think I would wear on. If I really struggle, I'll
Mm-hmm.
try a few other things first, like bossing up,
Yeah.
probably a sauna.
I
And
don't
then
know.
if that doesn't work, I might go.
I feel like if I had the real like drive and motivation to really not like if I felt like this was a real problem, I think I could just quit. I think I'd just like use the power of friendship, you know, just like put it down and be like, I'm done.
He might not
gotta
have
live.
the same level of willpower, and after smoking so much for so long, he delegated. It's funny because he delegated his willpower to like his wife.
I
in
like
some
that.
ways, that is the power of friendship.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
it is the power of friendship.
But I will
it's
say-
just manifested in the cage.
I tried using the power of friendship, and I was told to do hallucinogens. So, like, you know, don't always fully trust the power of friendship.
Or you could use the get out technique. You could have the stir another teacup
Oh,
thing.
man.
We'll put you in like an alternative dimension thing. You know you get out.
Me away
And
from smoking.
yeah.
I don't know.
We'll put you in the what's it called in Get Out? That space where he ends up when she like stirs a cup and taps it. The sunken place. We'll put
Oh
you in-
yeah, the
We'll
sunken
put Stan in the
place.
sunken place.
Yeah, and then you're sorted.
Guys.
Then you're done.
When it came to you in confidence, please don't just throw me in the sunken place.
We gotta find a way. If you don't boss up, we're gonna
Yeah.
have to sink you down.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Stan. That's just the way it is.
Third topic.
So my topic has nothing to do with smoking, unfortunately.
Damn, why ain't you being cool, man? Start smoking some
Join
more.
us. Yeah.
Join us. I mean, I'm already smoking, so I'm the one that smokes
Yeah,
the
yeah,
most out
true,
of you
true.
guys at this point. Especially if Stan's leaving me in.
Hell yeah.
What happened to our like smoke breaks? You know,
Damn.
it's like Stan, do you want to come out for a quick
Oof.
smoke? And it's like it's done now.
This is the hard
There's no
part,
more-
you know?
there's no more
The power of
socialising
friendship is
stuff.
actively trying to keep me vaping.
No, the power of friendship is telling you to boss up, make more money, make
And
your
keep
life
vaping.
better, and continue smoking, so we can hang out. You know, that's the power of friendship.
Or we could have some microdosing breaks, some shroomy
Yeah,
breaks.
there you go. There you
Some
go.
shroomy breaks.
Have some shroomy
Dude,
breaks.
this would
Have
be a
some
very
shroomy
different podcast.
Yeah.
Right. So my topic is about. Let's see. How do I say this? So my topic is about. Say you have like this like TV show that you found and it's like a little bit obscure. It's like no one really knows about it, but it's really really good. It's like the best thing you've seen, right? It can be whatever you want. And then it slowly starts catching on social media. Suddenly everyone's talking about it. How do you feel? Because I'll tell you what, it pisses me off.
Hipster.
It makes me so angry. It's like you find something and it's like a really cool thing and it's like yours. You know, you found it. There's a small group of people on an obscure forum that talk about it. It's like amazing and you really feel like you found this gem and it's like special. And then everyone starts looking at it. Everyone starts
Haven't you-
consuming and they miss the point. You know, they miss
Oh
what
my
makes it
God.
special. They miss what makes it special and then suddenly
Isn't that
it's everywhere.
subjective though?
Yeah,
the point
how
of
are
it?
you so sure
How,
they
how is
missed-
it your opinion that you know that that's the point?
Yeah.
What do you mean? How
Well-
do I know that's
well,
the
how do
point?
you know
That's because I spend the time thinking about it. I go through the episodes. We talk about the minor things, the minor details that are shown on the show. We look at notes from the directors and the producers.
But how do
and then
you-
everyone else thinks it's some random shit, and everyone's like all hoity-toity about it. Tell me about that.
How do you know these people aren't getting the point of it, though?
You can have multiple points. I accept the fact that you can have multiple readings
Yeah.
of a TV show
Yeah,
or a
that's
piece of media. That's fine.
Makes sense.
However, at the same time, have you guys not had a situation where there is something special to you that's just been like absolutely ruined by like the way it goes mainstream and suddenly everyone has it and then there are remakes and copies and just like capitalism takes over and it's like run to the ground. Have you not had things that you hold special that have just been ruined by mainstream appeal?
I think what's happened in my case is that it's a different type of phenomenon where if something gets big, the reaction is that the artist itself compromises their own work for future endeavors. I don't mind that the piece itself is consumed by more people. You were talking about the power of friendship 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't mind. Like, if we can all share, it doesn't dilute it. But I think
I don't believe in the power of friendship. Let me just.
Oh, okay.
why are we doing this
when
then?
When it comes to a wider audience, when it comes to like people doing it, I think like it's nice to have something special. It's nice to have something that holds value to you. But then when you see other people take it and they like pick the bits and pieces and they're like make it all about themselves or whatever, and everyone has it everywhere, and it's like every single person online, it's like it's like, this is my thing, this is my favorite thing, I have it, and they don't even understand like why it's so good. That irks me a bit, you know. Doesn't make me angry, but it does irk me.
I think I have almost a separate issue.
Oh yeah.
So if I find a show that I really like, really enjoy, then it hits mainstream appeal, everyone's into it. I think I would then be more annoyed by the people who think it's cool that they've never seen it and have never.
That does happen.
But they'll be the person commenting who's like, "Oh, can't believe I'm like the only person who doesn't watch this show," or something like that.
It's like the other side of it.
That's lame to me.
Oh, I've
It's
never
like, why-
seen Game of Thrones.
You're not special. Yeah. It's like you're not. Oh, I've never watched the episode. It's like, okay, cool.
Because I guess
Leave.
like that is also like something where it's like the same idea of like, oh, this is like not that cool, you know, it's not cool anyway. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know about it, so it can't be cool. You know?
Yeah, it's like,
that
oh well,
mindset.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
I think it's like you're coming with a mindset of wanting to be like a pioneer of some sort, but it's like if you find something, that means that someone else probably led you to it, and you finding it increases its visibility, and probably more people are gonna
Bro,
find it.
I didn't find it because someone led me to it.
Who
I,
are
like,
you? Are you
spent
Jesus
time,
Christ? Like,
yeah.
how did you find it?
I found it because I scoured the internet and I looked for shit that I was interested
Who
in.
posted that stuff online?
Looking at like databases and shit
Is
like
what
that.
is what you want is like a finder's fee from everyone who finds it after you.
No, I guess like the thing that makes me mad about it, right? The thing that irks me is I guess it's a little bit of like low key like gatekeeping, right? Like,
It's a bit elitist.
It's not low key.
It's a bit elite. Well, no, it's not, because I don't actually look. If you find it, I'm like really happy for people to discover stuff and like find it, and it's like great because then they can consume it and it's really nice or whatever, right? Because if I love something and other people are seeing it, it's like great. It's great for the creators. It's great for the people who made it, whatever. But what I don't like is how people sort of like, instead of taking it as a whole and looking at the landscape of what's there and they understand what makes it special, it's very superficial. It's like they missed the point.
They might not have
You know?
the same willingness or time, or they might be a different type of person.
Yeah.
That doesn't dig into stuff that deep.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, and I don't mean that. I mean, I think it's fine for people to enjoy things on a superficial basis as well, but it's like when the kind of things I'm talking about, it's like when you consume it, you understand why it's so good because we have, like, let's say I have, like, the context for why it's good because I've consumed so much shit, you know, I know what I like, and then it's nice. But then it's like the people who then take it on board, and then it's like when it gets really mainstream, it's like people just like the little bits of it, or they like little bits of pieces, or they just like the thing because, oh, that's a cute character with a cute bear on it, and it's like,
Well,
why? Just it's so good. It's more than just the bear. It's more than just that. You
I
know?
mean, it's like there's probably plenty of examples, but it's like how people are like into Tyler the Creator because they're like, I like his fashion, his artwork's cute, and other people are like, he's making deep songs about relationships and about his life. But I think it's all good. I think it's all good personally. Do you have any I'd like an example.
Yeah, I want an example.
I'm
from
trying
you.
not to name it.
I'd
Oh,
like-
you don't want to give it out? Oh, no.
Tension.
There's a bear and a character. Come
a
on,
bear
just
and a
spill the
character.
beans. They'll find it.
Look, I'm talking about Serial Experiments Lane, right? I'm talking
Oh.
about this show. It's everywhere. Like people have like, especially over the last like couple of years, like COVID time, like Femcell, like that group has now like internalized Lane.
I
It's
don't-
like that character.
I don't know if I needed to hear that word.
See, this is, I'm telling you, I told you I didn't want to talk about it, but you asked for it.
Oh no, let's go.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
this is great.
Right, so there's a group of people who really identify with the show and have taken on the stuff. And again, it's not super deep, right? Like anyone looking at the show, understanding it, kind of knows. Oh, it's talking about the internet. Oh, it's talking about a really cool time in like a period of. So a little bit of context, right? So Experiments Lane show came out in 1998. It
Year
kind of.
Represent.
It kind of talked about the internet and the way it is now, way back then. You know, the idea of having two separate personalities, bits and pieces, conspiracy theories, all this stuff, right? And for a while, like for the first 20 years of its existence, it was known in sort of anime circles for being a really cool show with a really cool concept that was really difficult to take in because it's a very slow show. It's kind of boring, to be honest, right? Like the show itself is very slow, but there's a lot of it enables the viewer to project and read into however you want to read into it. There's multiple readings. You can take whatever you want out of it, whether it's superficial or not.
You can take whatever you want out of it.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's true. I like that. That's what I like.
Okay.
But that involves looking at the show, watching the show, and being like, oh, this is cool. Post-COVID, people just like had memes of it. They just liked the character because it was this like lonely little girl who's like on the internet, and then that was it.
That's literally me.
Yeah, there you go. And that's it. That take is the take I have problems with.
That's literally me.
Right? Because it's like you take that, and then that's the take, and you take it on, and you don't actually watch the show. You don't actually know the context, but you like the iconography of it, and that's it. And it's like, why? It's so much more than just that.
Crazy.
You've also said that it's like a slow show, so maybe they like the images are like, oh, this is cool, but I'm not gonna watch this shit.
Yeah, I'm not getting through all of this.
Doesn't that make you angry? It's like, what are you talking about? The whole point of the show was that because it has all these things, the stuff on top of it, the superficial stuff, was nice.
Okay, I've got something that is similar in a way. What pisses me off is when people wear band shirts of a band that they don't listen to.
Oh my god.
That pisses me off.
So why does that piss you off, but this is okay?
Why did we turn into a middle-aged white man podcast? Like, what's happening here? We're upset about people watching our animes and wearing band shirts they don't listen to? What's happening? Guys, please.
With the band shirt thing, it's like, because you're literally...
young demographic, I don't want to lose them.
Hey, guys, wear a 100 Gex shirt. Don't wear a Metallica shirt if you don't listen to Metallica. Don't do it. Don't wear it. Wear your Gex shirt, wear your Brat shirt.
But I like, what if they just like the cool font and they're like, this is sick.
See, you got me, because like I'm like, fuck no. I
that's
wouldn't.
how I feel.
But like I wouldn't
this.
do it. I wouldn't do
but
it.
I wouldn't do it. This is what I'm
Or like a
talking about.
tattoo.
But
You're gonna tattoo like a band name and
yeah.
you don't listen to it.
Yeah, but see, this
That's
is what
crazy.
I'm talking about. It irks. This is like an ick. I don't like it. You know, it triggers me a little bit every time I see. I'm scrolling on TikTok, and TikTok makes me angry, to be honest.
TikTok makes me angry.
It's just full of this shit, and it's like, I get it. I love the fact that it's like pervasive and people are watching it and consuming it. It makes me happy. It means that potentially, like, we're getting, because of the success it's had, it's getting a new like figure. And Lane hasn't had a figure in like
love those
10
figures.
years, 15 years.
These are good things.
So there's good things that come out of this,
Yeah.
right? Doesn't mean I can't be angry about it. Doesn't mean I can't be upset about the fact that there are things within this.
You're on your stoop with your little cane, and you're like, these people, they don't like the show like I do.
Yeah, exactly. My little gavel, like.
I want a version of A Christmas Carol where it's just Scrooge is really into anime and he's just really mad that people don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like it's just like I accept it. It is a part of like content being in the world.
You accept it.
I accept it. It's a thing. If it happens, great. Whatever. You have positives that come out of it. But sort of like, if you're internalizing this character and you're internalizing the imagery and everything it stands for, at least watch the show. At least like consume it. You know,
So-
just look at what makes it so good. You know.
I've been meaning to watch that show for a while, partly because I've seen it pop off on social media more and more. I'm going to start watching it, and I'm going to make an active effort to not get the point. And I'm going to be sending memes to you directly that completely miss the point.
It's like,
I don't know if you
literally
can do
me.
that. I don't know if you can
I will
do that.
find a way to miss that point.
Just don't watch it and stop.
Don't watch
I
I won't
will
watch
say-
it, and I'll just send you memes like, is this about it?
I will say some of the crunchier memes, especially the femcel stuff, actually, some of that stuff actually get the point quite well. It's like distorting
what's
it.
the problem?
No.
It
It's
sounds like everyone's
distorting
getting it.
It's distorting it a little bit, but like it's getting the point across of like the general like themes and the general sort of character or whatever. My point isn't that. My point is something becomes successful. You've had it for a while. You understand it. As a group of people, you know they understand it, and it's all cool. Then it starts really popping off on social media, but the people don't actually get involved. They don't actually engage with the content. They don't actually watch it. They just pick bits and pieces. They're like, I like the way this character looks in their bear onesie, and that's it. And that's it.
I don't
And
know.
it's the same shit about your Metallica shit.
No,
bro.
but like-
it's like the same shit.
Wait.
Don't say I don't know.
Oh,
it's the
no,
same
It's the
Let
same
me-
shit, and
let
I
me-
disagree with both of you.
Let me.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, that's cool.
fine.
No. Let me elaborate though. It's different though because I don't care about the gatekeeping element. I don't care. It doesn't have to be a band that I like. I don't care. I'm just like, if you're wearing a band shirt and you don't listen to the music, don't do it.
That's
like,
worse.
It's similar, but like...
That's worse. Why do you give a shit then? If it's not something that's...
I don't like... Because I don't like posers.
That's
I don't like posers.
That's worse.
I don't like posers.
I don't give a shit if it's about something else. I don't give a shit.
No, I don't like...
If it's something special to me, then I'm like, okay.
Me, I don't like the...
I'll tell you why. Specifically Serial Experiments Lane. I'll tell you why. It is like a formative piece of content for me in terms of like how I approach storytelling, right? It's formative. It's like one of the most important pieces of media that I have consumed. And so for me to see that piece of content being disrespected pisses me off. Makes me angry.
But isn't it nice that like other people are like...
They're not watching the show, Sam! They're just looking at the imagery. There's a million pictures of anime girls wearing fucking bear onesies. Why do you have to hone in on this one? Just because it's seen as like a lonely internet-like person, you know? Come on now. Are you kidding me? It makes me so angry, bro.
But like...
Someone must have watched the show in order to do that, though.
I'm saying,
like,
they're probably engaging with it more than the thing that I'm concerned about, because these people find the shirt in like Target. It's like it really. There's a Metallica shirt in Target for $10, and they're like wearing it, and I'm like, have you listened to one song?
Metallica song, yeah.
And my problem is that like,
you gotta stop screaming at children in Target. Man. That's really fucked up.
They piss me off. They get me riled up. Why the fuck you got that Metallica shirt on? You fucking poser! You're a poser! You're a poser! Play a riff!
I don't think I've ever heard of two things I could care about less.
And,
people taking your favorite anime character.
It doesn't really...
Band shirt.
No, it doesn't piss me off. What I just don't like inauthenticity. In general, in the world. I don't like phony shit.
But I agree. But I think for me, it comes from the same place. But for me, I don't really care if people are like the poser thing about like people liking anime and shit. Like, sure, like if you want to do it, I don't have a personal position on it. The reason I have a personal position on this and a few other shows and bits and pieces is because of how they've impacted me, and I think it's just missing the point. I completely agree that the positives outweigh the negatives, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if we're talking about, like, I get upset about it, I get a bit triggered about it. Every time I scroll through my TikTok, I get a little bit triggered, a little bit. But it doesn't affect my day-to-day. And if anything, the fact that they're making new content there, the creators are able to benefit from, like Boa.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Boa, the band who made the opening for it, found a new lease of life. They came back together because, as a result of the success.
That song is so good.
Yeah, as a result of the success that Serial Experiments Lane is having now, they've come back, they're doing a tour. It's like crazy. It's like great for them. And that's a result of that. And that makes me really happy. So, like, I see the positives in something that's, like, niche gaining mainstream success. I also see a little bit of me. And, again, that comes from a slightly gatekeeping side of things, maybe. Like, I would never tell someone not to watch it. But if I recommend something, I'm saying, actually, take a look. I think it's really good. And when people don't engage with it, but they still promote it, and they're, like, wearing it, and they're, like, pushing it out, and they're like, I love this is sick, but they have no idea what they're talking about, it just makes me feel a little bit hollow, because it's such a nice... piece of content.
I feel similar about something like Heaven by Marc Jacobs, the brand, because you can feel like they're appropriating aesthetics, but you get the feeling that they've not actually lived the things that they're appropriating. You go to the Heaven store in London and they've got like Requiem for a Dream, and it's like, if you know what this film is about, you're not going to be making promo about it, because it's a devastating film about addiction. People die, someone becomes a prostitute. Why is this branding?
Why is it cool to push that if you don't want to? What's your point on that, Stan?
That one does annoy me, actually. In that specific
example. So why
example,
does that annoy you? But the rest doesn't annoy you. It's suddenly it's like there's a personal element to it. Suddenly you're like, oh, okay, that annoys me.
Here's where the difference. Here's where the difference
that's
is.
Just heated.
Here's where the difference is there, though. So one of those scenarios is just general people maybe liking the imagery, but maybe missing the point, maybe not. But they've just found this show and they like it, either they like the imagery or the story or whatever. The other one is a big brand gaining money off using this imagery which shouldn't fit their brand. It's like appropriating in a way that it shouldn't have been appropriated. Like Requiem for a Dream. Like, it's like taking drug addict culture and making it into something they can make money off of.
Yeah.
Whereas like something that shouldn't be appropriated like that into like a fashion brand. As a plot for a film, it works because the plot of Requiem for a Dream is actively against drug addiction.
That's fair.
But then if you turn it into just a fashion brand or a fashion, like a collab with a fashion brand, it suddenly becomes like pro drug use.
I get that.
And that's where the
I get
difference
that.
is for me.
It
It's a
glamorizes
corporation glamorizing it and just people having fun on the internet. Or having fun in life, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they haven't listened to the band.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
why
I
can't
accept
just
people,
that.
like the-
I accept that. That's
Yeah.
fair.
why can't people have fun, Dash?
Yeah, sure. The first episode
Yeah,
is Real
Nico,
Experiments
why
Lane.
can't people just wear a Nirvana shirt
The
without
first-
you yelling at
the
them?
first episode is Real
I'm not
Experiments
gonna
Lane.
yell at them. I'm not gonna yell
The
at them.
first episode is Real Experiments Lane. Someone kills himself.
Okay.
Okay, see, you should have brought that up.
That's like...
You could have brought up the fact that the themes are probably quite heavy, so the appropriation maybe feels very trite because people aren't actually. And the same applies to music. If like Nirvana, the music's actually very heartfelt, and if people are just wearing the logo, that's kind of why dude shot himself because like people turned his music into fucking Heaven by Mark Jacobs. So if you see it that way, I think there is something slightly sinister about it.
I don't think there's any slightly. I just said that for a meme, really. I don't actually. I
I don't
agree
know.
with you. I agree
Yeah,
with you. In the
I
sense
think
that when it's a
even-
big company taking
Yes.
advantage of like imagery or narratives or story or
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
really, that was.
Like, if Balenciaga started doing, like, a Serial Experiments Lane, like, collab, then I'd be iffy about it. Because it's like, you're not going to treat that with a
With the
respect
thought
it
and the respect,
deserves. You're going to use it as just, like, look
That
at
makes
that
sense.
other ad campaign.
No,
Yeah,
but
It's
I,
like...
I do think there's an angle to that other version, though, because you're taking something that probably deserves some degree of trigger warning, and people don't know what they're sharing. And someone who's maybe sensitive or doesn't know what they're getting into because it's not being treated with the right depth.
I mean, I
gets
think-
into the show and like gets triggered or something.
Well, there is the argument there about that, definitely. But I also think that, like, with the kind of content that Lane, the people who like Lane in general, let's say, there is a understanding of it is a bit edgy, right? And in that sort of culture, I don't think having suicide is all that much of a big deal, to be honest. Like, in that specific niche where it's, like, really blown
There's
up and
probably
stuff
a
like that.
little bit of a problem with that culture in general. though.
Yeah, but that's a different conversation, right? Like having criticizing like the positives and negatives of subculture is like a different thing altogether.
Yeah.
But like in general, I agree. I think if a corporation does something like this, it's worse. But
Sure.
I think on principle, it's the same reason why I dislike it when people actually don't consume something like the imagery, like the superficiality of it, and they claim it as theirs without actually engaging with the content itself. And that's what irks me. Again, a lot of positives that come out, I actually don't care about this all that much. It pisses me off a little bit when I'm on TikTok. I've said this like 3 times now because it really does trigger me. But other
I
than
need
that,
some of the memes you've seen that you don't like to put into this episode.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
I mean, all
Find the
most-
ones that really rile you.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
which
I
one
will
gives
do.
you the highest blood pressure? Scroll through TikTok with a blood
Yeah,
pressure
like a
monitor.
detector.
Actually,
See it,
side
yeah.
thing. That's a good idea for some content. Is we just put a blood pressure like thing on
me,
and
just,
we
like,
And see
scroll
how
around.
riled
we
up.
just-
Or you
yeah.
walk in with band T-shirts and you see my reaction
Yeah.
based on if I believe that you like that band or not.
You know what? Actually, on the topic of band T-shirts, I think it's kind of hilarious that people buy band T-shirts that they've never heard of or worn.
Yeah, I kinda like
it's
it.
like so funny because
do.
it's like I like buying band T-shirts of bands that I like because I want to support the band.
Yeah.
Right. It's that, and I listen to them and like them. It's a nice souvenir, whatever. But when people do it and they just like you say, like at Target or wherever, I think it's hilarious.
Aren't
'cause
we?
it's like,
Aren't we
yeah.
doing the same thing with Mark Jacobs by supporting a major corporation who is randomly making these T-shirts?
Their designs are sick though. I
Yeah.
love their designs are sick.
Most of them are quite basic.
Sure, but they're sick.
I think the difference is like a band's logo can look really cool and it doesn't necessarily symbolize everything about that band. If you were to take their lyrics and throw them on a shirt, and then it might be a bit more like
Yeah.
inappropriate depending on what the lyrics are. But like the Nirvana logo, it's just a cool logo.
Yeah.
And
It's
they're
very
selling
adaptable.
and they're
Yeah.
selling it as a brand. Like Nirvana, the IP, whoever has the IP is like
Yeah, yeah.
licensing it to people to use. You don't necessarily have to like, use it or understand it. But people, it's like the same with the Rolling Stones, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have a whole like cafe store thing in Camden now, and it's just like their merch.
Yeah.
Half the people in there have no idea what the songs are. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. It's interesting. I mean, it's the same thing. It's like the same kind of. It's the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
ick. It's
That's
the
why I
same
brought it
ick,
up,
You
yeah.
know, I don't like it, but I accept it. I think that it's a good thing overall that it's happening. I just wanted to hear your takes about it. Really.
Yeah. I guess let us know if there's any band, show, film that you liked if people have appropriated and you're pissed about.
Yeah.
Right?
Let us know.
That'd be interesting,
Let us know in
yeah.
the comments.
Let us know in the comments.
And that's it for this episode. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, do all the things. And if you have any topics that you think you'd be interested in hearing us talk about or discuss, let us know that too. All right, peace.
See you next time.
See you next time.
See ya.
Late Stage Yapitalism.